Hi there, Dr. Aguilar, Oscar Aguilar again from Texas Integrative Medicine and Cardiology. Briefly, perhaps 5 minutes or so, we're going to talk about the microbiota. Microbiota, for some people, they do not know what it is. Sometimes they are more familiar with the term intestinal flora or normal intestinal flora. In any case, I'm going to call it microbiota because that's the proper term to call it. And to tell you what it is very simple. It's only 100 million? No. 100 billion? No. It's 100 trillion, yes, of microbes. Mainly bacteria, but there's also viruses, parasites, and fungi. And all of those 100 trillion are concentrated here in our GI tract. If we were able to get them out and put it on a scale, they would be weighing about the same as our own brain, which is here, I hope looks like a brain, weighs. So again, the microbiota, all these microorganisms weighs exactly as well, approximately the same as the brain. In fact, and you're going to see why, it's called the second brain. This is our first brain, the microbiota, our second brain. And the reason for that is because it does multiple, very, very important functions in our body. To give you a straight, like an arrow point, is this. A sick microbiota is the beginning of pretty much any disease in the human body. Cancer, heart disease, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, fatty liver disease, autoimmune diseases, rheumatic diseases, and anyone pretty much that you can name is quite likely connected to a bad microbiota. We're going to call it sick microbiota. So, the microbiota is 150,000 species, all together make 100 trillion, as I said, and they are in the gut in multiple places. We used to think that the stomach was sterile because it has a lot of acid, but no, microbiota is there. It is in the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and the large intestine, or also called colon. In fact, the colon is the one that has perhaps the most. Those guys have very specific functions. Those higher up here help us digest food. Those lower down there help us absorb food. Those even lower than that help us get things out of the way, create stools or feces, gas, and then goes out. Whoever doesn't go to the restroom to have bowel movement at least once a day, whoever gets distended, whoever gets gases, that's a sign of not having a very good microbiota. In fact, it's a sick microbiota, and it can be easily tested by doing some stool tests to know exactly what the problem may be and what and how it should be treated. So the microbiota, besides absorbing selectively food, it actually gives us vitamins. For example, vitamin K. Seldom we discuss about vitamin K, but it's extremely important for many functions in the body. Come from the microbiota. Serotonin. Serotonin is called the happy hormone. 90% of the happy hormone or serotonin comes from the gut, and it comes from the microbiota. We use medication for depression. Those are SSRIs, which means are serotonin uptake inhibitors, meaning we want more serotonin. Well, why don't we talk about the microbiota as a source of serotonin? That will be even easier to do, more natural, and you get to the source of the problem. Microbiota also secretes another hundreds of neurotransmitters, and through a nerve, let's say that this is a nerve, it's actually very much related to the gastrointestinal tract, the GI, is called the vagal nerve. Vagal nerve is straight pathway to the brain. Whatever happens in our second brain or GI is straightly connected through a huge pathway to the brain. So If you guys have felt butterflies in the stomach, that's exactly one of the ways to know that they are very much interconnected. Now, how to keep a microbiota healthy? Key. Microbiota loves fiber, vegetables. However, microbiota also loves sugar. However, sugar makes it sick, and fiber makes it healthy. That's why we always say about eating more vegetables, fiber, and whatever else. Oatmeal, everybody thinks about it as fiber. However, it has a very high glycemic index. It is a lot of sugar. I actually recommend my patients not to eat oatmeal. What if I told you that whatever you and me having taught that is healthy over the last 20, 30, 40 years, it's quite likely most of that not true, and it's perhaps the opposite. So again, a sick microbiota is the beginning of any diseases, and the way to keep it healthy is to have a good diet. Taking probiotics may help, but fiber is the way to go. If we don't eat enough fiber, these microbes in the gut start running out of food. They get closer to the wall of the GI and creates problems. Have you heard about leaky gut syndrome? Imagine that the gut is like a tunnel, but this tunnel is composed of multiple cells like the GI tract, and they are like interconnected, all of them. When the microbiota is not healthy, in other words, is sick, these interconnections start getting a little bit loose, and the absorption of food goes through those channels as opposed as going through the cells. If they go through those channels, which is wrong, they end up in a wrong circulation, and then they are identified as foreign bodies. Therefore, our immune system, which 80% of our immune system is in the gut, identifies those as foreigners, creates antibodies against them, and go and fight them. That's how we get food allergies. Those antibodies, however, are not perfect, and they can react to some other areas of our body, like the thyroid. We have a lot of people with thyroiditis. We call it Hashimoto, and multiple other things. Autoimmune diseases like psoriasis, even lupus erythematosus, perhaps have a tight connection with a sick microbiota. So, to be healthy, you need to have a healthy microbiota. To have a healthy microbiota, you need to talk to someone that really knows how to keep it healthy. Talk to TIMC, Texas Integrated Medicine and Cardiology. Call us, 915-600-2905, or go to our website, www.timcelp.com, and we'll be happy to talk to you and start the foundation of a healthy you. Thank you.